Hello, it's Precious Iriaho once again. This video is about HTML table. HTML tables allow the web developer to arrange data into rows and columns. In your Microsoft Word, you may have been able to create tables, but I'm going to show you how to do that inside of HTML. So let's go to our browser and our notepad. So from our last class, we were working on images, so I'm going to take that out. And let's start with our tables. So, to create a table in HTML, you first create your opening table tags and closing table tag. Then inside of the table tags, you create what is known as table row or rows, just like your normal table with a closing tag, TRO closing tag. So you decide on how many rows you want your table to have. Let's assume we want this table to have 3 rows. We create 3 TR tags. Then inside of them, since this is the first TR tag, you can create what is known as a TH tag. So this will serve as the heading. So I'll call this TH, then a closing TH tag. So let's say we're going to have 3 columns. So I'm going to duplicate that 2 more times. 1, 2. Let's call this name. Let's call this city. Let's call this age. Then in the second TR tag, we can create with what is known as TD. Your first TD and a closing TD tag. Then you have the name Precious Iriaho. Then we can create the city and the age. So I'm going to put this as Lagos, age as 28. Sorry. You can duplicate the TD into the next TR tag and use any kind of details you want. I'll call this Toby Majid, also in Lagos, also 28. So let's save this and let's see what comes up on our browser. So as you can see, we have the name, we have under name we have Precious, we have Toby, we have city, Lagos, age 28, 28. There is something you can do, though it's deprecated. It's called border. It's an attribute. Let's give it an attribute of 2. Let's see what happens with our table. As you can see, our table now has a border. Please take note that we will not be styling this table till when we get to CSS. So when we get to CSS, we will be able to style this table properly. Also, there is something you may want to do with your table. Let's assume you want your table name to span a whole row. So let's assume instead of city, we want to have something like name, then we have name and surname. So I'll create an HR tag. You know why I do this already. I'm duplicating the table. I do this so we can have a very long row. So here I'm going to put something called colspan. Colspan is equal to 2. So this is going to take 2 cells. So because of that, I can delete this second one. Let's see what happens to our table. As you can see, the name has extended 2 rows now. So we have, 2 columns. So that is why it is the colspan. And for the row span, is just for you to come into the TD. You decide where you want your row span to be. So we could put that, let's say, yes, let's put this here inside the TD with the city. So we say row span is equal to, we can do that for 2. The table will be disorganized now. You see? So because we need to delete one of the TD, because now we're using row span, if not, it's all going to be bastardized. So that's the idea of the row span, by the way. Use it to extend your table. Don't worry, when we get to CSS, you're going to see this in play and our table will look more pretty. But for now, I just want you to get the idea. So just for a recap, to create your table, you create the table tag, then you put in the T arrow, and you put in your TD. Please practice this on your own, and I'll see you in the next video.